Welcome back to Technology Tap. I'm Professor J. Rod, and today we're continuing our deep dive into cryptology. In the last episode, we explored the building blocks, symmetric encryption, asymmetric encryption, and hashing. If you haven't listened yet, definitely check it out first, because today we're putting those tools into action. We'll look at digital certificates, PKI certificates, key management, data protection strategies, and even blockchain. By the end of the episode, you not only understand how cryptology works, but also how it's implemented in the real world, from your laptops to global payment systems. Let's start with digital signatures, one of the most powerful applications of cryptology. A digital signature is like a virtual fingerprint that provides three things about a message. 1, integrity, hasn't been changed. 2, authentication, it really came from who you think it came from. And 3, non-repudiation, the sender cannot deny that they sent it. Here's how it works. Step 1, the sender takes a message and creates a hash of it, a unique fingerprint. 2, the hash is encrypted with the sender's private key. This becomes the digital signature. 3, the message and the signature are sent together. 4, the recipient decrypts the signature with the sender's public key and compares the resulting hash with one they generated from the message. 5, if they match, the message is authenticated and unauthored. This system is the backbone of code signing, email signing, and even SSL TLS. But this raises a question. How do you know a public key really belongs to the person it claims to be? This is where PKI, public key infrastructure, comes in. PKI is the trusted system that ties public keys to identities. It involves a certificate authority, or CA, trusted organizations that verify identities and issues certificates. Registration authorities, or RAs, help validate identity before issuing a cert. Digital certificates contain the public key, identity info, expiration date, and the CA's signature. CRL and OCSP, it's the methods to check if a certificate is revoked. So when you visit your bank's website, your browser checks the certificate's validity, issuer, and verification status before encrypting anything. If something's wrong, you get that scary, your connection is not private warning. This trust chain is critical. If a CA, certificate authority, is compromised, attackers could impersonate major websites, intercept traffic, and perform man-in-the-middle attacks, or on-the-path attacks, as is known now. PKI also uses a chain of trust. Root CA, certificate authority, intermediate CA, and entity certificate. This hierarchy allows root keys to stay offline for security reasons, while intermediates issues everyday certs. Strong cryptology is useless if your keys aren't properly managed. Key management is about controlling the entire life cycle of keys. Generation, using secure random generations, using random number generators to create strong keys. Distribution, securing, sharing keys, especially symmetric ones. Storage, keeping keys safe in memory, encrypted files, or on dedicated hardware. Rotation, replacing keys periodically to limit exposure. Next, revocation and expiration, making sure compromised or old keys can't be used. Destruction, securely wiping retired keys. Hardware-based solutions, TPM, or Trusted Platform Module, built into motherboards, strong key, stores keys securely, supports secure boot. HSM, Hardware Security Module, used by big organizations like banks and CAs to securely generate and store keys. Secure enclaves, isolated areas and processors like Microsoft Secure Enclave or Intel SGX, where cryptographic operations can be performed safely. There's also the concept of key escrow, securing, storing encryption keys with a trusted third party. This allows recovery if an employee leaves or a system fails. Many companies implement on the path or man in the middle control for high value keys. For example, 3 or 5 executives must agree to release a key. This prevents one rogue individual from misusing a critical key. The example is BitLocker can store its recovery keys in Active Directory or 0AD, so IT can recover encrypted laptops if employees forget their password. Bottom line, the keys are the crown jewel, so guard them well. Now let's talk about applying cryptology to protect data whenever it lives at rest, in transit, or in use. Data at rest. Full disk encryption encrypts the entire drive. Great for laptops. File level encryption protects only specific files or folders. Windows EFS, 7-zip, and with AES. Database encryption. TED, transparent data encryption, encrypts entire database. Column level encryption protects specific fields like social security numbers or credit card numbers. Data in transit. TLS SSL encrypts web traffic. VPNs create encrypted tunnel between sites or users. SSH secures remote logins. SMIME and PGP encrypts email. Data in use. Secure enclaves. Homomorphic encryption, still emerging. Allow processing data without exposing it. We also have the perfect forward secrecy. This ensures each session uses a unique key. Even if the server's private key is compromised later, past sessions remain secure. So for example, TLS 1.3 enforces forward secrecy by default using ECD-HE key exchange. That means even if someone records your traffic today and steals the server key a year later, they cannot decrypt it. Finally, let's cover some advanced but essential techniques that secure modern systems. Salting. Salting adds a random string to each password before hashing. This prevents rainbow table attacks and ensures users with the same password don't have the same hash. Key stretching runs the hash functions thousands of times. bcrypt, scrypt, argon2 are examples to slow down brute force attacks. Blockchain. Think of it as a distributed immutable ledger. Each blockchain contains a hash of the previous one, making tampering nearly impossible. Used in cryptocurrency, supply chain tracking, secure identity, and even voting systems. Obfuscation. Hiding data in plain sight. Stenography, tokenization, data masking. Used in development and testing to protect real personal identifiable information or to hide messages. Example is in digital forensics, investigators may look for stenography, secret messages hidden in image pixel. You can actually hide data inside a picture. So if anybody has ever done it, we've done it in my classes. I've taught the students how to do it. It's pretty cool. And there you have it, the full picture of cryptology in actions. In these 2 episodes, you've gone from fundamentals, symmetric, asymmetric encryption, hashing, to the real-world applications that power secure communications, protect sensitive data, and keep our digital lives safe. A few takeaways before we wrap up. Protect your keys. Good crypto is only as strong as its key management. Stay current. Use modern algorithms like AES, SHA-256. Avoid outdated ones like DES or MD5. Embrace best practice like perfect forward secrecy and certificate pinning for stronger security. Cryptology isn't magic, but when used properly, it's one of the most powerful shields we have in cybersecurity. Thanks for listening to Technology Tap. If you enjoyed this deep dive, share it with a colleague, and don't forget to subscribe. Next, we will tackle incident response and digital forensics. Until then, stay secure, stay curious, and keep tapping into technology. This has been a production of Little Cha Cha Productions, art by Sarah, music by Joe Kim. If you want to reach me, you can email me at Professor JRod, that's JROD @gmail.com. You can also follow me on TikTok at Professor JRod.